It's going to be a hard line to draw through the middle of my map, too. Well, I'll burn that bridge when I get to it.
No fun at burning a bridge if you're not standing on it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
Okay, so a little theory out of the way, a little past connections out of the way. And that being the case, if there are no further questions, no further theories we can work out to establish the out of character and in character understanding of the situation they're in, I want to thank you for sharing this time with me. As you know, I am very much addicted and enjoy the idea of getting the opportunity to play. This is officially Steel Hearts, Rusted Souls, just as water mirrors Marcus. There are far few things that actually fill the kindred's heart and imaginations with fear. The subtle thrumming, like fingers on an oaken table, echoing off the wall, is one of those things for Marcus. As the coterie settles into place, finding places to alight, to prepare for the day's death, he seems to be the only person that hears the subtle thrumming echoing from the box, as if something or someone is pensively waiting and simply biding their time. There's no fear of the sun's touch. There's no fear of the lack of personally assigned security. But the idea that what's in that box is cognizant and waiting. The feel of its slimy, mucus-covered essence slithering around his wrist, working its way up his forearm. The heat inherent that he can still feel. And the fact that the burn from its touch still remains fills Marcus's heart with more than just the slight, light touch of fear. It is as if that tongue has crawled up inside him and is causing his heart to beat.
Marcus looks at the box and knows that Ben is stronger than he is, can hold it closed better, but his research when he was working for Cone and Silk make him more aware of what he's built into the box and what it's capable of and what his weaknesses might be. So, as they all get to their final resting place, he's going to make sure that he is close to Ben and the box and be ready to take it if he has to with the use of his celerity. Because he's better mentally equipped to deal with the box. And if the tongue escapes, then everybody else is more physically capable of dealing with it. But he wants to avoid that eventuality. He wants to make sure that he's done what he can with what he had.
So as he settles closer to Ben, conversations dying out as one after the other, death takes them. First is Leonti with that subtle emanation of coldness and coolness that always hangs about him most recently. that predatory light blinking out like a switch. And Mason, tearfully aware and worried about Clara. No tears fall, but his eyes are still glistening with that moisture. And the doctor, so very full of himself, so very academic. And Ben's most recent bout with their own internal demons. Like candles being snuffed out.
I'm going to
drop into death.
I'm going to spend a willpower point to stay awake longer than everyone else.
Excellent. Would you be so kind as to go ahead and roll your humanity? Your target number is 3.
Humanity isn't a bad thing. Usually. Woohoo!
Alright.
So as I watch the rest of them get taken by the sun, at that moment, after Ben has succumbed, I take the box. And I move to a point where Ben is between me and the doctor. Because for all of his bluster and all of his esoterica that he likes to spout off ad nauseum, Marcus's one true remembrance of him is arranging the theft of vast quantities of money, much in the same way drug lords hide money in laundry. He is not fooled for one hot second about what Duma is thinking about at any given time. So he takes his position, and as his willpower runs out, he has command of the box, but Ben is between him and Duma. Which unfortunately I think puts me closer to the door, but fuck it.
And as he positions himself in the most tactically sound, because he's not in fact sure how quickly Duma might awaken, how quickly Duma might resurrect themselves. As the lights go out, there's a shadowy form moving towards him. Its outstretched hand looking very claw-like. Unfortunately, the demands of the sun cause the world to dim, his strength to ebb. Unless, of course, he chooses to try to do otherwise.
No, at this point, he's pitched between I'm safe from Duma, as safe as I can be, and this may or may not be a dream. And I need to sleep or I'm doomed tomorrow.
Very much. So succumbing to death, Marcus is not surprised that it takes a while for life to revivify his limbs. Having pushed even that small bit into the actual post-sunrise hours is an extraordinarily difficult feat. Even with the fear of the thrumming from the box. And he believed that was as most fearful as he could be in the moment, yet awakening, revivifying, resurrecting in a bed, the box nowhere around. It's far more fear-inducing.
Do I still hear it?
No.
So, okay. I immediately jump up, stand up, and look around the room that the bed is contained in.
You are in a bathrobe, silk boxers. Your hair has been combed. You can feel how snugly it is laid against your scalp and pulled into a neat bun. Your fingernails have been cleaned. Your hands washed. And if you're not mistaken, the subtle emanations of a myrrh, frankincense, and rose water blend, adorns, and wastes from your skin.
You said myrrh and rose water?
Yep. And frankincense.
Okay. The bun immediately pulls him out of pure panic mode as he fucking jostles and tries to untie whatever is holding it in place, because he's not a millennial, goddammit. Homie don't play man buns. Second thought, or concurrent thought, because it's him, is frankincense, myrrh, rosewater. Those are purification herbs. Shit. Third thought, what the hell is going on, and where's the box? Where's Licky? All of those thoughts are going simultaneously.
The bed that you are in is a 4-poster, huge, almost antique. The room is adorned in woods, medium range, cherry-esque woods, lots of iron, a few nodules of silver here and there throughout the space, and a almost Art Deco style to the concrete abounding the room. There are no windows, but there are sconces with electric lighting that mimics the idea of it being torches. And on the bedside table is a Bubba, the good old-fashioned 32-ounce Bubba cups with the straw sticking up out of top, and there's a thick, viscous red, almost bluish red liquid inside.
So, just to get the frame of reference in my mind, somebody left me one of those giant 72-ounce, like, ugly plastic 7-Eleven mugs.
Yeah, for lack of a better word. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't been to the South in a while, so Bubba has only one meaning still for me, and that's a 300-pound white guy with a bad beard and a shotgun. So him not being a fool, he's going to I've been really lucky with rouse rolls, so I'm due for a loss here. Yeah, hey. But him not being a fool, he's going to take the blood, take the Bubba, take a sip, make sure it doesn't like light his lips on fire or anything.
Oh, it does so much worse than that. Would you be so kind as to roll your resolve plus composure?
I won't do it. You can't make me.
Your target is 4.
It almost happened.
Oh, so very close. You hang on and try to fight the tingling excitement that builds. It is literally like drinking down someone's happiness. It is that childish glee, that simple pleasure of being taken to your favorite amusement park on your birthday. It is the joy of stepping off the bus and realizing that your grandparents and all of your favorite cousins have stopped by for a surprise visit. It is Christmas morning. Your parents bleary-eyed holding their cups of coffee, Irish and non, as there are boxes upon boxes of presents just for you. And Marcus holds on to his decorum, holds on to his fear, holds on to the very malaise of being an adult in the modern world. Right up until the feeling of first meeting a puppy that is for you, as it licks your nose and claims you as part of its pack, and his heart soars for a moment. The joy settles in.
Yeah, he's gonna take another sip. He doesn't get to feel good very often anymore.
Yeah, millennials and their nihilism.
Hey, shut it. He was born in the 70s, goddammit.
Yes, but he has a millennial outlook on things.
Not his fault. It's the venture's fault. That's basically his answer for most things.
So as he drinks, doing his best to not do so greedily, because as large as the cup is, he knows that his inner monster will greedily swallow and consume the entirety of it without him having the opportunity to savor.
Well, he's going to reflexively heal that last burn he didn't heal the night before as he drinks. Oh man, my rouse rolls are just on point.
And as he heals the damage and the burn fades to nothing, well, the feeling of it at least, the scar, instead of mending like every other moment of damage he's absorbed, merely fades, doesn't disappear. It fades as if it is an injury that happened weeks ago. But it's still there. There's no pain, but it is there.
Well, that's a bad sign. He flexes it a little bit just to make sure that, while visually not perfect, the connections are all there and he's able to, because it's a shooting hand.
Oh yes, he's perfectly mended. But kindred don't scar. Kindred don't heal. They mend. All of the injuries disappear in the mending. Yet this burn, this touch of that other, seems to be healing instead of mending.
I need to... Damn it, I'm gonna have to talk to somebody about that. That's not right. While his brain is trying to process what the lack of visual healing that is happening, he's also once again becoming aware of the fact that he's not wearing his clothes. So he's going to be flexing his wrist, making sure, but he's going to start wandering around the room, seeing if whoever showered him left him clothes to get into.
No, they did not. And there aren't any remnants of his former clothing either. There is a soft wrapping upon the thick, more than 3 inches solid door.
A wrapping on the door?
Mm-hmm.
As in a knocking or something wrapped around it?
Yes.
Okay.
A knock.
I move towards the door. Yes? Hello?
Mr. Farmer, may I enter?
Marcus immediately checks the robe to make sure it's completely closed, ties it extra tight. Yes. Yes, you can.
The door slides on its hidden hinges inside the wall. And standing on the outside of the wall, the best way to describe it is the gentleman's best man. It is she is roughly 5'9". Her hair pulled back severely into a ponytail, so it appears as if she has far shorter hair than she does. Her matronly handsomeness only adding to the idea that she is in fact male, because she is male presenting. She is dressed in a two-piece livery that would not look out of place in the late 1800s on any of the butlers or headmen of any household. Wrapped over her gloved right arm is a garment bag, and in her left are a pair of shoes. The shoes make your skin crawl. They are black wingtips, full tassel, the sort of shoes you would wear to a jaunty, casually chic engagement at some manor.
I try not to show my apprehension at the shoes and what the shoes in turn mean for the bag. Are those for me?
Yes, Mr. Farmer.
Please tell me you didn't. You didn't burn
sorry.
my other clothes, did you?
No, but they are currently being fumigated.
Okay, that hurts a little.
My apologies.
I take it you're here to wake me up?
No, I am not. Those services are not part of my purview. I am under the impression that due to your current state, that such an hour as this may have provided you with the necessary animating force so that we may properly dress you for your meeting.
Of course I have a meeting. Naturally, because that's what I wanted right now. A meeting. Yeah, last night was a little rough.
Quite.
So these clothes are for me to get into?
Yes, they are. They are properly sized, of course. In your needs of the moment, are there any other services that you may be in need of in preparation?
Well, I can dress myself.
I'm sure that you believe so.
Oh no. What's in the bag?
Your attire.
Should I be frightened?
I cannot rightfully gauge which feelings you should embody or engender.
Well,
I can inform you that the young Master Rose and his court are nothing to fear, provided you have not offended them.
no, I meant literally, should I be afraid of the clothes? I mean,
I'm afraid that I do not follow such a sentiment. Clothing has no inherent harm.
but if clothes require instruction and assistance, I know I'm a little afraid.
Understandable. Shall we begin?
Absolutely.
She crosses the threshold and slides the door back closed. She moves to the far edge of the room where there's a standing divider, and she hangs the garment bag, unzipping it slowly. Inside is a 3-piece. It is immaculate. Instead of a tie, at least the standard tie that you would expect, here moves the cravat.
Young Master Rose is kidding with this, right?
I'm not sure that I follow.
A cravat? Really? Nobody's worn a
Yes.
cravat in like 100 years. Well,
I
except for...
beg to differ, sir.
Okay. No human has worn a cravat. I mean... Some of Rose's friends, probably, like last week, but... Okay, I am gonna need help. You were absolutely right to stay. Because there is no chance I'm gonna know what to do with it. So...
I understand completely, sir.
So Marcus moves behind the protective shield of the cover and starts changing into this thing. He has a fairly good idea of how this all goes together. You know, pants are pants, and shirts are shirts, and a jacket is a jacket.
Your socks require a garter.
You have got to be kidding me. Okay, I can do this. For Ben, I can do this. And
then the cufflinks.
okay, how about I get as far as I can get, and then I sit in that chair over there, and you fix what I break.
If you believe that's best, sir.
I think for both of our dignity, that might be the only option. So he puts on the pants and the shirt and the jacket and gives up at that point and gets in the chair and holds up the garters, the cravat, the cufflinks, all that other stuff. He just kind of hands to her in cupped hands and is like, these are the parts that don't make sense.
Right, sir. To begin, and she drops to one knee and gingerly and far too expertly cuffs the pants high enough that they don't wrinkle, and she has access to your calves to begin affixing the garters. And as she does so, she makes her way through first the initial foot, the left, and then makes her way to the right. I have been informed to share whichever information might best answer any of your queries.
My only really big important question that is not clothes related is, where's the box and where's Licky?
Based on your context clues, I believe that you are naming and anthropomorphizing the item inside of your box, as you said.
Yeah, I find it easier to rationalize and not run screaming into a corner and laying in a fetal position if I give it a name.
Quite right. Though, if I may offer, for future consideration, naming a wolf does not blunt its teeth.
This is true. I mean, naming a bomb Joe doesn't make it less kablooey. But, for my mental well-being, naming the crazy, slippery, gnarly thing that animates corpses makes it so I don't freak out every time I see it.
quite right, sir. The item being of supernal mystical relevance has been secured by Master Walcott. It is, I believe, in the armory.
So it was safely taken out of the box and put into whatever you guys deem strong enough to hold it?
Unfortunately, I am not privy to the considerations as to its security, merely that it has been secured by Master Walcott, and as per usual, such items are usually stored in the armory.
Well, that would make sense, because that thing was definitely a weapon of some kind, as far as Bartleby was concerned.
I'm sorry you had the pleasure of meeting such an individual. I understand that you all managed to dispose of such an entity.
Well, I was a little busy ripping Licky out of his home at the time, but my understanding is they chopped him up really good.
I believe such an incident should suffice. I understand that there's a separation that once engendered ruins all semblance of life.
I was led to believe that dismemberment was effective and efficient.
We shan't quibble about the efficiency.
Well,
it is understood.
Yeah, it was basically a bloody mess, and I don't want to do that again. But honestly, you would be best served in that area of information to ask Leonti and Ben, whom I suppose, hopefully, are reposing in similar circumstances?
No.
No.
Your compatriots have not been deemed by Master Rose as vitally important. They will be briefed by Lady Christian.
But they're being treated well, yes? They're not like in an oubliette, facing possible exposure to the sun or something?
No, such level of barbarism is saved for enemies. Your associates, while allies, unfortunately do not rate quite as high as yourself in Miss Master Rose's esteem.
Okay, well that's a little flattering. I won't lie. That makes me feel good. Although, it does make me feel bad that they're probably, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, still in that little study room with the big bad zappy ward on the door. If you want to zap Doom,
I believe they have been provided an additional level of hospitality, though not within the realm of Master Rose's guest suite.
It is a nice room, and it is a nice bed. I won't lie. I'm assuming because I'm getting the special treatment, this meeting will be for me alone.
I shan't say such a thing is quite accurate, though I believe that your individual abilities are far more considered.
It's nice to be recognized. I do have a small amount of good news to offer, Master Rose, so that's good. I like going into a meeting with good news in my pocket. And at this point, how far have we gotten? The garters are affixed, the cufflinks have been figured out?
Yep, the cufflinks are affixed, and she is beginning the first initial circuit for the cravat.
Is Is this thing really necessary? Oh my god. At least it's silk.
Necessary? Perhaps not. Sadly, denim and the cotton you arrived in is sorely disrespectfully representative of the company you shall be involved with.
So this isn't going to be a private meeting then?
There will be an additional level of privacy and security, yes.
Okay, so I have to... You're going to have to excuse a small amount of honesty at this point. I'm going to have to be on my venture behavior for... How long do you think this will go?
I could not begin to fathom.
Okay, so for the foreseeable future, I have to try to hold true to my sire's clan in behavior and etiquette. I can do that. I can do it again. I just need a couple minutes to focus.
She looks a little saddened and takes a step back, looking you over. You are you are properly attired. For what is to befall you, if I may be frank,
Absolutely.
I do not believe that a mercenary such as yourself or your allies deserve the trust being placed into your care. However, as Master Rose has deemed this as the most logical step forward, I wish you the most deserving of luck. And may you receive all that you deserve and fulfill Master Rose's expectations and hopes in your ability.
Well, I'll return your frankness with an equal measure. My group is used to dealing with people that are outside of our social circle, and at every point we endeavor to live up to their needs and expectations. And I will endeavor to not only not embarrass myself or the Regent, but also I will try not to embarrass you, because you've worked really hard on this. And he indicates his outfit.
Thank you, sir.
And at this point, I'm assuming you are meant to lead me there?
Yes.
Okay, let me have like 60 seconds to put myself together mentally, because you have done the outside a world of good, but I need 60 seconds to center the inside, and I will follow you wherever you lead.
But of course, I'll wait without.
Okay, and at this point...
She steps outside the door.
At this point, Marcus is going to sit back down and on one side of his brain, he's just going to be reciting pi. And on the other side of the brain, he's going to be reciting everything he can remember about meeting dignitaries from Zagog. Because this is one of those times where he has to live up to what the coterie needs him to be able to do, which is basically suck up with kindred and understand the politics of what's about to happen. And what I'm going to do is go grab another drink. I'll be right back.
All right.
With very little preamble, Marcus walks up to the door and knocks on it.
She slides the door back open, inclining her head in a small bow. Right this way, sir.
Thank you so much. And I step in line behind.
As she moves through the hall, being as observant as Marcus has become, and aware of the moment, the structures of the wall change. There's brick and stone that gives way to wood and drywall, and less than 10 minutes on, you are in a hallway that would be indistinguishable from any in the backstage of the Matrix. There's doors on left and right, long empty hallways, properly tiled, designed purposefully as seamless to make it easy to get lost.
Marcus just mentally maps the way back to the Art Deco room because it's his only frame of reference.
A few moments more on your travails through the halls, and you come to a door outlined in red. She steps to the side and knocks twice. From inside is a muffled enter, and she opens the door for you.
I step through.
The moment you step through, it's as if you have crossed into another time. The walls are lined in bookshelves from floor to ceiling. There are hundreds and thousands of leather-bound manuscripts, books, scrolls, and you're sure that those are actual old hand-drawn cartographic maps. In the center of the room is Regent Rhodes. He is dressed as stylishly as you have ever seen him dressed. His scarf hanging stylishly from his neck, just beneath the lapel of his clearly tailored blazer. His shirt looking as if it was sewn onto him, and his slacks looking as if, well, if any woman you had ever fantasized could look that good in pants, you would have risked the entirety of your education to get to know them. And he moves to you, offering his hand. It's a pleasure to see you.
Regent Rose, I was beginning to wonder whether we'd ever meet in person again.
That is a fair concern. However, we are here under the most auspicious of moments. Because of your successes in prototyping the box as requested, because of the efforts of your coder as led by you, we are divested of a most hated enemy. And because of the sacrifice of one of your coterie members, myself, Silk, Pow, and the few other members who assisted in the hunt of the whites still remain. And while we are besieged by Sash, the Knights of St. Judas, and Theist, we still remain. So Marcus, in addition to the payments as promised, and he raises his hands. When he does, the lights raise around the room, and those deeper shadows reveal themselves to be populated by other kindred. Before the gathered assemblage, before the members of the Tower of Garrett, I would like to offer you to become blood of my blood, to be accepted as my child here in Garrett, to represent me and your own aims to the best of your ability.
Marcus is dumbfounded. He's like, hold the what the fuck? His brain is going over the idea, and the thing he locks onto is the Chinese idea of royal adoption, where a noble can take in of somebody, and they are from that point forward considered blood, as in natural born member of the noble family. And that's where his brain is at currently, mulling over the offer that's being presented. It would mean that he would, not in blood, but in all things public, be considered a Tremere from this day forward, and a direct child of Cone. And the only group that could really question it in the future is if the actual sire decided to come forward, but the actual sire is Ventru, and would have to admit that their blood wasn't strong enough to breed a true Ventru. That's where Marcus's brain is at. There's a little big piece of him that is giggling non-stop, because after his success against Naomi, conning a Ventru out of a piece of property, killing a Ventru, and now he would be legally no longer tied to the Ventru in any way. This is like a culmination. And him and his beast have a little internal giggle. His face, on the other hand, is total shock, because he also knows that the offer has massive political implication for the Regent. He's offering to give a Caitiff a clan, which is massive. And his first response, with all that shit going on in his head, is Regent Cone, are you sure you want to offer me all of this?
The only thing to fear is not doing our best. Your coterie, your associates, led by you, retrieving, successfully ending, and helping with my revivification, my return to the land of the living. As such, there's a debt of honor. There's a debt of trust. And I repay my debts. I believe that you have all the makings of a very potentially strong and to be be respected, kindred, it would be my honor to guide you along the path before you, to assure your successes. If you are but brave and strong enough to accept.
Marcus is very humbled and generically humbled in the face of this offer, because it is a huge, and he knows from his Agoge that it is a massive giving of a boon, and he's being offered it basically free, because the way it's worded is he's already lived up to his half of the boon, so this is his return. So he's uncharacteristically a little flabbergasted. He's working very hard not to show that on his face, but his brain is on fire. He says, Regent, it would be an honor to serve with you as a child and as a subordinate to your efforts, as you've explained them to me. And I can say that all the efforts of me and my friends have been in service to what you and I discussed back when you originally gave me my first compact with you. I will serve to your efforts, and I will name myself your childer. And as a token of my acceptance, I want to tell you now that our original compact, the original effort you put me to as just simply the maker of Gary, is completed except for the work you need to put into it. The physical labor is completed and is ready for presentation at any time you wish.
Excellent. Then, child of my blood, Marcus Farmer, Clan Tremere, I welcome you into the Iron Garden Chantry of Gary. The claps that begin sound like thunder. Sounds as if the very forces of the natural world are bending and offering their kudos as one after the other kindred step forward, hugging, offering handshakes, a few claps on the back. And then a coolness drifts through the room. And appearing out of the darkest corner is a tall, long-legged woman. Her hair pulled back into a most severe bun. She looks as if she has always been the definition of what a supermodel was. Statuesque, bosoming, very easily definable as feminine. Her hips sway and move as if you are coasting on the ocean waves. Her dress reaches just below her knee. The stilettos, the shears she's wearing, adding 2 inches to her already tall 5'10". The dress hugs her form, coordinating with the jacket which she wears open, and stepping forward, her wrists are adorned with various bracelets, and her rings glitter and catch all the light. And Cone steps to your right, just behind you, his voice low enough. This, Mr. Farmer, is my sire, Helena, your grandsire. And she steps forward. Mr. Farmer.
Yes, grandsire?
Magister Rose has deemed you worthy of being a part of what we are. You have a most unenviable position. You have the weight of his hope. I hope that you do not fail. If you bring shame to my child, death will be the reward for surviving what I will wreak upon you. Welcome. And she turns on her heels and walks back into the shadows.
Rose is still off to my right and back, right?
Yeah.
Your sire's intense.
Yes, she can be.
Since we are, I assume, among friends?
No, we aren't completely alone. And he waves his hand towards the shadows that are slowly retreating. And you realize that all the people that you met, all the people that you witnessed, all of the Tremere that were there, weren't actually there. Well, they were, but they also were not.
Okay, that is singularly the coolest thing I have seen in a decade. Am I going to learn how to do that?
Eventually, of course. We have a significant amount of work to do here. First, I need to ensure that the others bypass our normal operational standard of you being greeted with various tests and proving your bloodthirstiness and ability to deserve being here.
Did I lose you?
Can you hear me?
I think I lost you.
Can you hear me?
There we go. You're back. The last thing I heard was we need to ensure the others are...
That they don't haze you.
I survived 8 years of college, well, 7.5 years of college as a prodigy. Hazing, I imagine.
He removes a dagger. He twirls it up as if he has always had it in his hands, as if he is a master of the most secretive martial arts. And he moves forward, pivoting around you and taking your hand into his. Would you be so kind as to open your fingers?
And I do.
He takes just the edge of the dagger and nicks your index finger.
Ow.
Let's see the efficacy. You, when rising for this evening, drank a significant amount of blood. Your beast was in accord with you. It was peaceful. And it roars back into existence as if you are Hunger 5.
Hunger 5? Okay.
And he takes your finger and he licks away the blood, the vitae that has somehow managed to pool there, and the hunger dissipates.
What in the unholy Oppenheimer was that? Because I was about a half a second from tearing this room in half.
Yes. This is but a very low mystery spell.
Somebody tainted the blood they left for me?
No. And he draws his dagger. He twirls it up again. Follow along. And he takes your middle finger and he nicks. And the hunger flares up again. But instead of taking your finger into his mouth, he puts it in yours. He rests his right hand on your shoulder, and the hunger dissipates again.
Okay. You need to tell me what the hell that is, because if somebody can cause me to feel that way that fast, that's a problem.
This is just a low-level mystery. This is an initial step along the path. Teaching you how is not that difficult. However, the others have far more experience in this small bit of chicanery. Hence the reason why I would like to prevent them from hazing you as well.
If this is hazing in the Tremere Chantry, yeah, we need to have a lesson or three about that, because my beast was just doing a jig. And that's not okay.
Yes, provoking it is far easier than satiating it. But they are both sides of the same coin. Marcus, I may call you Marcus, correct?
You can call me just about everything, but Marcus is the easiest.
Excellent. Well, Marcus, in public, Magister Farmer will have to be your basis. We are escalating your progress through the chantry. Instead of being a neophyte as my childer, there are certain rights that you are due. There's certain respect that comes inherent. So instead of earning your way through the first two mysteries, we will say that it is a process in the offing. Learning by doing.
I'm very well versed in the learning by doing concept, usually only dealing with electricity and high-powered electronics, but I imagine it's equally or more dangerous. kind playing with 440 voltage.
Yes. What do you think that electricity is? But another facet of the forces of the world. It is intrinsically magic.
I am, as I've promised, at your pleasure for lessons or for needed things to be done. I think me and the coterie, me and the associates have proven that we're effective. I won't lie, I was a little uncomfortable when you said I was the leader.
Oh, you'll have to rise past that.
Ben has been our center since our inception.
Well, you can't build a tower without a strong base.
And that's the other thing. None of my coterie really are a tower. I know the tower.
No, I don't mean the ivory tower. I mean the structure.
Okay, I remember from my gauge that there's the tower. There's the ivory tower, the Camarilla. But I was taught that Tremere weren't trusted because they had their own separate structure. Is that what you're talking about? The chantry or the pyramid or whatever? Separate but ingrained?
Yes.
So when you spoke of the tower, you meant the Tremere power structure.
Yes. There are certain... Let's start at the beginning, shall we?
That would be great.
There are various hermetic orders around the world. They have always been and always will be.
That was one of the hardest things to understand when I went through my training was magic was real, and it wasn't just us. It was there are kind out there that also imbibed.
Well, imagine this. There is an ecosystem, a natural occurring phenomena of predator and prey,
I've become more aware of
flora and fauna. Now, instead of this ecosystem being solely here in this planet, on this world, in this version of things that we understand, this ecosystem stretches beyond the full imagination, full thought of everything that has ever existed and everything that will. And to keep a semblance of sanity upon those things that stretch the full boundaries of all known and unknown reality, they're layered atop each other, save there are holes between each of the layers, allowing them to mingle within limits. So separate and part all at once.
So the Hermetic layers, the Hermetic systems are different layers that are able to access each other to make things happen.
Yes. And each of these realms, an elevator exists between each of them. These elevators, these pillars, are watchtowers.
The metaphor is working. It makes sense from an Einsteinian and Oppenheimer be able to jump from layer to layer with the application of energy. It works on a molecular level that way. And what you're telling me is there's a macrocosmic, a personal level you can hop between layers.
Yes.
And then that is how Tremere do what Tremere do? Is they have...
In part, yes. We are bound by a more static law. We don't have the opportunity to be both particle and wave. We are stuck as particles.
But you know waves exist.
Yes.
Well, knowledge alone is power over a thing. The venture taught me that. Just because you don't have Bitcoin doesn't mean you can't take advantage of Bitcoin. The same would be true
In
with...
every way we can.
So, and you're saying that because I'm being brought in and skipping levels, I can look forward to people playing with those levels in and around me? And
They will try.
That would be an unfortunate choice for them. Ben is very protective.
Well, seems as if you have your shield. Now you merely need a sword.
Have you met Marcus and Leonti?
Unfortunately, I did have the pleasure of meeting your associate, Mason.
Yeah, he's not subtle. But Leonti is a sword very much unlike any I've ever seen. I can make a bomb out of sugar and whatever acid I find and a little bit of whatever else I find. But Leonti, he is scary on a level that I don't understand. And Ben, despite what we said before the congregation, Ben has control over all of that. Leonti is like a sash agent with kindred abilities. He is frightening. But what I remember of hazing in college when I was a teenager dealing with 20-year-olds, they don't strike in the face, they strike at the back.
Yes.
I think, in all honesty, I myself am fairly capable of surprising one of the wizards, one of your neophytes, or maybe even another magister. But with the help of my coterie, we would be a nightmare for any mean girl. But any help you're willing to give, I would gladly take.
Well, let's begin on bolstering your personal defenses, and we'll await for your coterie to return. Marie has focused their attention elsewhere so that we might have had our little conversation, so that I might repay your services in kind and open a door towards what could be your future. I'm very happy that you stepped through.
I'm very honored and humbled by the offer you've given me. Born a Caitiff, I never thought I would have survival. I know you risk a lot, especially with Helena offering what you offered to me, and I appreciate every piece of it, and I will try to live up to it.
Oh, I have nothing but the highest hopes. I've already disappointed her once.
And I do want to say, our original compact, and now that everyone is gone, I will name it the book. The book is ready for you. The pages have been laid, the binding has been made. It is ready for your writings.
That's a very good thing. We might be able to accomplish that together. We need you prepared to defend yourself and your coterie, your weapons, your armor, so that we'll get to that bridge shortly. And he takes a seat in one of the wing-back armchairs and begins the dissertation that will start the basics of Marcus's growth into the Tremere as a whole, laying the groundwork for what he believes will be the herald of the future, laying the groundwork for what he hopes will change the fabric of Gary for the better. And with that, I'd like to draw a close to our episode. I want to thank you so very much for filling in all of the many details that the coterie will be dealing with tomorrow. And if there aren't any other questions.
Nothing for the recording.
All right, well, good night and thank you so much.